All right, Shalom. This is Ariel Ben Yasharallah down here in the Lions Den camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, and to the Son, in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha, Recha, Kodash, Ma'amath. A double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. A double honor to my elder as well, Ahar One Ben Yasharallah down here in the Lions Den camp. And a sincere water to the Akim, the Akwathim, and the Bunyim, the brothers, the sisters, and the children who are pushing the truth and believe it with sincerity, the water, and Shalom. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9, jumping right into the lesson. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And going off the video that was played, or going off the clip that was played in the beginning of this video, they showed idolatry. They showed idolatry in the past. You know, they're holding up a statue, dance around it, you know, partying, bullshitting, to idolatry in today's time. Same thing. You know, partying around a statue. Okay, and in this sense, the idol is the actual statue. You know, the person themselves. You know, people worship them. All right, and that person, because they're in the music industry, they're you know, pledging their fealty to whatever demonic entity that they're pledging their fealty to. You know, of course, you know, Esau, Satan. But ultimately, you know, there's no new thing under the sun. The thing that hath been, all right, so the things in the past, like it past, it is that which shall be. Right, it's going to be, you know, it's been done. And that which is done, all right, is that which shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun. So the same way, you know, it showed the old school idolatry, idol worship, to the new school idolatry and idol worship. You know, there's no new thing under the sun. All right, in the same way that there's no new thing under the sun as far as the idolatry, there's also no new thing under the sun as far as worshiping and praising Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, this the same thing that the prophets did in old times, we have to do in these times, you know, seeking the old paths. All right, let me get my con. Praying to the Lord, fasting, prayer, keeping all of that in the forefront of our mind. Let me get my next scripture. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 15. It says, "Cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image." All right, and that's a lot of individuals right now. All right, that's a lot of individuals right now. All right, who are profiting off of making Jesus pieces for rappers and shit like that. All right, who are profiting off of making crosses. All right, who are profiting off of making little cobblestones. You know, printing little cobblestones on the prayer mats. You know, I was at a store. And I was like, oh, damn, that's a nice rug. I want to put that, you know, in my bathroom. I got tile in my bathroom, so my feet get cold if I'm not wearing socks or shoes. But, you know, usually I just put a towel down. But I saw a nice rug somewhere. And you had fringes on. I was like, oh, that's pretty clean. I'm going to get it. I picked up the rug and I looked at it. It had the goddamn cobblestone on it. I was like, well, never mind. So, cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image, an abomination unto the Lord, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and putteth it in a secret place, and all the people shall answer and say, Amen. Cursed be he that setteth light, but Khan. So, you know, just going on the people who make these shows, all right, who produce who produce these shows with these singers and with these artists that ultimately lead our people astray. that lead our people into more perdition, into more sin, into more wickedness. All right. And that's ultimately why America itself is going to be destroyed, because not only did America push that onto its citizens, all right, onto the people, onto us, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, but also onto the whole entire world. All right. Of course, the other nations, they're going to get their judgment, but they're going to get even more judgment because they were in cahoots with the wicked of the wicked. All right. Let me get my last one. All right. This is Mike. What? Okay. This is Micah chapter 5, verse 13. It says, the graven images also will I cut off. Right. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to do away with all the images, with all the idols that are an abomination. All right. Slakia. Slakia. But the Lord is going to cut all that off. All right. Do away with it. And thy standing, Slakia, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. Khan. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. All right. Think of all the Kali structures, or not only around the world, but just here in America. And I'll say just here in Jacksonville, Florida. There's like a goddamn Buddhist temple not too far from where I live, and that shit kind of, even though it's brightly colored, it's kind of shiny looking, you can still see the darkness of the darkness in it. A dude I was talking to, he said, when he used to see it when he went as a kid, he went to school near there, and he said it always kind of scared him. But when you look at it, just on the eyes, it's really bright colored. It's, they clean, they wash it, they dust it off, trying to make it look pretty, but really it's just a brightly colored sepulcher. All right. Verse 14, I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. Right. Ultimately, the city of America is going to be destroyed for all this abomination, idolatry, and the worship of idols. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Khan. So all the destruction that happened in Egypt, Babylon, and all the kingdoms of old won't compare to what's going to happen here in America. All right, won't compare to what's going to happen to the nation of Slakia, the nation of Esau, Edom. All right, it's not going to compare. They're going to be utterly done away with, utterly destroyed. This place is not going to be inhabited again. All right. So I'm praying, I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.